The difference between a fishing kayak and a standard kayak, many would argue, makes what we paddle nowadays not even a kayak anymore. But in this class, in this category, in this new evolving subset of both the fishing industry and the paddle sports industry, fishing kayaks have emerged as one of the most effective, affordable ways to get out and get on the water. And not just a way to get out there and do it because you can't afford a bass boat or you can't afford a bigger boat, but because it's more effective in getting in there and catching them in places that others can't. But what makes a fishing kayak a fishing kayak? What makes it different than a standard kayak? Listen, to be honest with you, when I started kayak fishing, there were only kayaks. And so you had to adapt the kayak to everything that you needed and adopt other things to integrate into the design. I spent a lot of time using PVC and making stuff and creating stuff and cutting stuff out of sheet metal. Today, numerous manufacturers are creating fishing specific kayaks. They're listening to us. Wilderness Systems is leading that charge with integration, functionality, riggability, and more important, all-day comfort and standing. All-day comfort and standing are the two most important factors, in my opinion, when it comes to fishing. You can have the best integration of accessories, you can have the best possible performance from the boat, but if you're not going to spend time in it, and you're not going to be comfortable, and if you can't stand, you're going to be at a disadvantage when it comes to fishing from a kayak. Being able to stand makes you more comfortable all day long because it allows you to change positions. It increases your vantage point. It gives you leverage over the fish. It makes sight casting easier. And then having a comfortable seat so you can cover a lot of water, explore, and get to those places are the 1-2 punch, in my opinion, that make these boats different than every other kayak out there.
Dude. Sight fishing? Oh my gosh. This is like perfect setup for like reds, bass, stripers. This is so cool, man.
So there are a number of factors to consider when you're looking for a stand-up boat. First and foremost, the kayak has to have a hull design that accomplishes the stability that you need. For the most part, manufacturers are accomplishing that by making the kayaks wider. Some manufacturers like Wilderness Systems are accomplishing that through smart hull technology, which is to use pontoons and the angles of the hull and the displacement to get creative with that so you can still have a more narrow boat that's going to perform better when paddling, but still offer that stability that you need when standing. So when it comes to seat design, there's a couple of things that you really need to keep in mind. First and foremost, there's the width of the seat. There's the breathability of the material, because if you have a material that's not breathable, it's not going to be comfortable on your warmer days. It's not going to be comfortable if it gets wet, and it's not going to be comfortable in a lot of conditions. So this breathable, quick dry material is an absolute must in my opinion. A wide seat to accommodate a lot of different body types, and a seat that can adjust from the high position or the low position, or at least one that offers the high position. I have found that over the last several years, I've gotten to where I don't even use the low position that much anymore with the advent of adjustable paddles and the ability for you to have efficient hull designs that are still stable. I find myself about 99% of the time in the high position. The boats are plenty stable to even run rivers and get in situations where my higher center of gravity might be an issue and still handle that. So the ability for the seat to adjust from high to low, the high back seat, the seat that stows and folds out of the way, and that all day comfort of providing you that lower back support and even upper back support that integrates with the new fishing PFD designs is an important thing to look for when you're picking a fishing kayak. So when it comes to looking for a fishing kayak, make sure that you demo one if you have access to it. Search a local group on social media. Go to a local retailer that specifically sells fishing kayaks. There's a lot of difference, and you will save money in the long run, in my opinion, over buying something cheap, upgrading 3 and 4 and 5 times, and having to spend a bunch of money accessorizing it when most of these boats these days come with most of what you need. So when it comes to looking for a fishing kayak, there's a few things that differentiate it. The ability to stand, the integration for accessories like depth finders, motors, power poles, and other accessories, but the all-day comfort of the seat, the positional changing of the seat, and the ability to stand are really what separates a fishing kayak from the other paddle sports craft out there.